Difficult question to answer this, but I'll answer it. Why did I start drinking after 8 years sober? There was no craving, no real reason to drink. I didn't want to drink, I was frightened to drink. I'd been sober and I'd been single for quite a while, by choice. I wanted to get off the booze, get my life turned around, which I did. Got myself fit, then was hunky-dory. Met somebody and I thought, well, this might as well start a relationship, why not? After I was fit and healthy and everything was going well in my life. After a few days, few dates, they said to me, well, you going to have a drink? Why don't you drink? All this sort of carry on comes out, doesn't it? Why don't you drink? I said, I'm super fit, I'm all this, all that. And then the big question, are you an alcoholic? It's 2014. No, I'm not an alcoholic. Obviously I was. I knew I was. I didn't want to admit it. There's still a stigma to it. So I remember having sort of one drink, just a couple of tastes, and I was so sensitive to it. I thought, I don't even like this, but I thought I'll have one drink to keep the peace. And that was it for a couple of weeks. Then next time, went out, do you want a drink? No, I'm all right. Just have one. No, I'm all right. So I managed to dodge it a few times. And then went to a relative's house and I said, I'm driving, I won't be able to drink. All these excuses came on. Because time goes on, people know what's going on, I think. Anyway, I said, I've got to drive. I said, well, just stay here. There's a lot of spare bedrooms. I thought, God, I'll just have one. Again, just the one, you know, one or two, be all right. Living the lie, wasn't it? Okay, that went all right. And then I started to think, well, maybe I can control this again. But you can never control it. Anyway, it was a bit of a wild time, and it was suggested we went down to the south of France in a camper van. That's just a different story. Got the south of France after many days driving. And I thought, you know, part of this camper van up south of France, beautiful weather. I'll just get a couple of bottles from the camp shop. And I thought, I started quite enjoying it a little bit more. This is the danger, you see. I had one or two, a couple of days, one or two again. We're there for about a month. And we'd planned to tour Europe really for a lot longer than that. However, after a couple of weeks I was waking up feeling a bit groggy, thinking, wow, I need a drink in the morning now. It happened very quickly. And so I would sneak off down to the camp shop early on the pretext I was getting bread and milk. But I would have a couple of bottles just in the toilet block or the shower block. And then, where have you been? Did the usual stuff. Oh, I've just been down there getting something sorted out, waiting for the bread, waiting for the milk, you know. Excuses started coming again after 8 years sober. And then I realised that when I was drinking in the morning, I needed to drink all day then, so I'm sort of trapped. Now, a couple of times she suggested going for a bike ride about midday, and I thought, I haven't had enough to drink here yet. So I'd think, oh, I've got to go to the shower block, clean my teeth and all this kind of, all these excuses came out. Nip into the bar, which was open by then. I've got the quick drinks and I go back. The bike ride was fine then. Then we'd stop and 4 or 5 o'clock, it was time for a normal drink at the start maybe. And that was it, another day over. And every day got gradually worse. It started to creep up on me a little bit. So you still have some questions, you know. You're drinking a bit much, you're lying in a bit much, you're getting a bit tired. And I thought, yeah, I'm getting a bit tired. Tired of everything. And I was still sneaking to the shop, trying to hide beer. It's very difficult on the campsite to hide beer. I was putting underneath this camper van and in cupboards and stuff when she was on the phone and all this sort of business. And then we decided after about, I think, 3 weeks to move from there, about maybe 4 weeks from the south of France, we'd drive up to Italy. Now, I'd driven that camper van fine when I was sober. I got in feeling really nervous because I'd been on the drink for a couple of weeks, hadn't I? The anxiety was starting to creep back in. And we're getting off the site and thinking, God, can I even drive this? Because when you hung over and you started to drink again, but after you relapse, you see, you feel like, God, my world's caving in here. I started to feel nervous on the road. And then a lot of the roads, the quicker roads, as it were, faster roads up to northern Italy, we're going to go Lake Garda, or these toll roads, motorways. I felt really, really anxious. I was clutching on the steering wheel, sweating, anxiety. And a couple of times I said, oh, I'm really quite tired. Do you mind driving on the main roads? And I thought, this is a bit odd. And I was okay on the windy roads. I couldn't drive on the motorway anymore. I thought, let's just get to know Italy. I was so anxious going over these big viaducts and bridges and stuff and coming to Italy. Big lorries on the outside, thundering past. And I was in this camper van on the side of a Tesco's delivery van. And God, my life's horrendous. Got through LA, got again, wow, part of the camper van, get some drinks. By that time, she was realising every time I went to the supermarket, there was, 20 bottles of beer, 1 bottle of wine for her, and no food. So I think the penny had dropped then. I just didn't mention it out loud, but I knew there was a problem. Thought I'd fall out a little bit. And I was just basically going again, early, having a shower, going for beers. As soon as the bar opened, going for another couple of beers, and all sort of collapsed from there. Cut the holiday short. And the way back was horrendous because obviously I couldn't drive on the motorways right then. Now, got back to the UK, this so-called relationship just fizzled out, as it would do. And I was sort of left then with a massive drink problem again. I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll go back to the doctors and I'll ask for some diazepam. Now, I hadn't had any diazepam, which basically helps you come off the booze, for 8 years. So I walked into the doctors. Well, I didn't walk. I was still nervous, very nervous, man, because my anxiety kicks in, you see. Anxiety was massive for me. I'll never forget the bloke called Evans, who I see now, actually. And I said, I'd like some diazepam again. You can't have it. The shock on my face must have been horrendous. The panic set in. What do you mean can't have it? It's not our policy to give diazepam. There's a number for the local community help centre. And I thought, well, I can't even get there. I was so nervous by then, you see. My anxiety kicked in. I wasn't good on public transport, all this sort of thing. I had to be taken to the doctor by a friend, even then. So I thought, I'm going to have to get into second opinion. So I made another appointment to see a different doctor. We don't do it. I said, I need it. And I was begging them. I forget, I was really begging. I started crying a little bit. I thought, if I don't get this diazepam, I know I'm going to have real problems. I knew I was going to have problems. Wouldn't give me it. So I went back to the flat alone and drank more heavily. This is what you do when you get anxiety and you get worried about things and you overthink. And I'd know that I couldn't stop. I knew I couldn't stop because I'd had seizures in the past if I stopped cold turkey, so I tried to tape it down a little bit. That didn't work. I rang this centre a couple of times. They said, you've got to come in sober. I couldn't come in sober because I was drinking. I was self-medicating with alcohol. Rang the doctors again, he wouldn't see me. He said, there's no point in coming in unless you're sober. I was trapped. I felt completely trapped by then. Obviously, my parents had found out I'd been drinking again. My daughter found out I'd been drinking again. They were horrified after 8 years sober, And when she found out they wouldn't give me diazepam, she said it was addictive. Well, I hadn't any for 8 years. I was still fighting that, trying to get it privately, couldn't get it. Eventually, I got some off the internet. I didn't trust it. I thought I'm going to have to keep drinking here. And I'm sure that's what completely knackered my liver in the end. So I was drinking, I was taking this diazepam, feeling horrendous. And I got brave enough, I made an appointment for a doctor to visit me. And I told the doctor the truth. I said, look, I've been getting these pills off the internet. I need the real diazepam. He said, well, I'll give you a short. So phase them, like 2 or 3 days. Very low doses. That didn't do me any good at all. I was still nervous and anxious. Wouldn't give me any more. Couldn't get off it. This is 2014, 15, 16. I'm self-medicating. I thought, well, maybe I can move down to another flat, which I had. Change of scenery. I moved into the quayside in Newcastle. It was worse down there. There's more bars. In the end, I couldn't get out of the flat there. Hardly. I was getting friends to drop me off food. And basically getting people to look after me. That's how far I'd gone down. 2017 came along. I was just self-medicating. I was getting worse. I noticed my stomach starting to bulge up a little bit. I had a little hernia. And I knew I was unwell. And at that point, I couldn't get the doctors. I didn't want to go to the doctors. I was so frightened. I became a nervous wreck. Then I had problems in the flat. I couldn't get any repaired. I didn't want to let anybody in. My anxiety was so acute. And it was horrendous. I lived with rats, all sorts of things. Eventually, 2019, I felt seriously ill with liver failure and ascites fluid and spontaneous bacterial peritonitis and all this. I was in the hospital for 2 to 3 years until I eventually pulled myself around. From 2019, 2021, 2022 got a little bit better, and I'm pretty much right as rain now through alcohol. So it can get you so quickly. And don't give in to it. Don't give in to people. Be strong yourself. There's a message here. Because it will take you down so quickly. And I'll never forget how down I felt when I thought I drank for that person. And I was just abandoned. And I was at the worst stage I'd been prior to the 8 years sober. I was ill, I was wrecked, I was completely and utterly finished. So be strong. If people try and encourage you to drink, if you're ever asked to try your drink, refuse it. Because it's a very, very, very long-term pain for very short-term gain. And nobody will thank you for it. Nobody will thank you for it. Be strong and be healthy. Look after yourself. We're not here long. It's a very important message, this, not to relapse. And it's a hell of a story that I could go into detail for hours and hours about, I won't. But look after yourself. That's the message. I'm going to go on lives again tonight. I've got lots going on, lots of videos. I do one-to-one mentoring as well, which has proved very successful because I tell people how it is, what the real world of alcohol is. A lot of people don't know it. The medics don't tell you. It's only people who've been to the bottom who will actually tell you the truth about it all. If you enjoy the videos or you benefit from them, I'm just going to say, please like and subscribe. I've got an ebook out as well. I've all the links in the description. Keep in touch. I enjoy doing these. I enjoy helping people. My mission mission here is to get as many people as possible off the booze and sober for life. Speak soon.